slower. He's just thrown 90 for a corner, and I think it's got about 2. Where are you going? Lower? 90's nice. 90's okay. That's not touching.
Must be below.
Welcome back to the Curling Masters Champéry 2013. We are into the semifinals and we are having a battle between two nations. It's of course Team Grattan from Canada against Team Hardie from Scotland. A little bit of David and Goliath here. What do you think, Gal?
Well, James Grattan from New Brunswick, Canada, a veteran of many Briars, played with Russ Howard a number of years ago after Russ moved to New Brunswick. We used to call him Jimmy the Kid, but I see now that he's just a couple of months away from his 40th birthday, so now he qualifies as being a grizzled old veteran. Canada, Scotland, of course, the two founding nations, I guess, of curling, so this should be a classic battle of a youthful Scottish team and a more veteran Canadian team. James Grattan has yet to lose in this tournament. He went through round robin 5-0. Hardie was at 4 wins and 1 loss. Lost his opener to Team Attinger 4-3, but then he's reeled off 5 straight wins to get to the semifinal.
Well, interestingly enough, they seem to struggle a little bit with the curl here. We see Team Hardie going right into the rings twice.
Grattan has last stone this end, so they've put up the corner guard trying to generate some offense, and Team Hardie are defending that by trying to keep the play in the house and keep Grattan away from that corner guard as long as they can. Grattan will be looking for either a hit and roll or a mistake by the Scots to have a chance to go around that corner guard.
Yeah. Half stone, just left.
However, it looks like the corner guard's about to disappear. Hardie's not going to have none of that. He's, I believe, shot stone at the back of the 8-foot, so he's going to take a run at the double here, trying to get the corner guard and the one in the house.
Close. Yep. Run. Whoa, 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 off.
There we go.
Sorry, Hammy.
No big deal for Hammy McMillan Jr.
Sorry.
Very familiar name from Scotland, I think.
Yeah, he's certainly got the bloodlines. His father has been world champion and a number of times representing Scotland in world championships. So there's some strong bloodlines there for sure.
I don't think we see that much of a temper, though, in Hammy McMillan Jr. as we did in his father.
Yeah, I guess you could call his father feisty, would be a good word to call Hammy. If Hammy's watching right now, I'm sure he is, sitting back in the castle watching his son play. If you're out there, Hammy, give us a shout.
Of course, you can always email us to livecurlingonlola1.tv.
Yeah.
We are both on Facebook and reachable by email.
So his down here.
Okay.
Control that then.
No, you're fine if you know the path.
There we go. That's our Facebook page. It's livecurlingonlola1.tv.
Keep on.
And we are both from the Curling Champions Tour live production as we see Hammy Jr. sliding out of the hack one more time here.
Whoa.
Your full control.
Close. Yep, yep, yep.
Now, they won't want to be hitting this on the nose because they don't want to leave a pocket that Grattan can draw down to. Those stones behind the tee line, of course, favor Team Grattan in trying to generate their 2 points. This is a low-risk approach for Grattan. He Of course, as the front's wide open, there's no guards. He's going to try and hit that in the nose and leave his stone right in front of the Hardie stone. The other semifinal going on over on sheet 3 is featuring 2 Swiss teams, Pascal Hess from Zug and Mark Pfister and team from Bern. Our game is over here on sheet 5.
Didn't see that much of a curl here. I think they put just a little bit too much
Ready
weight
for
on
the
that
same
one.
hand.
It's a little bit more than they initially thought they would. So advantage going on the Hardie side here.
Western Hammy's eye. Ham was heavy.
He was control.
Yeah, fire.
Yep.
Hardie would love to sit 2 in this end and force Grattan to take a point.
This is up as well.
Here's third J. McWilliam.
No, no. No, no.
Just roll away.
Nothing at all, Hammy.
No.
Whoa.
Close, yep. Okay.
This is a young team. I think the oldest one on this team is probably about 24 years old. I think the lead, Billy Morton, is 24. The rest of them are all 20, 21, 22.
Control again, really.
You see there's a perfect pocket there. If James Grattan can settle one in between those two, it's going to be very difficult to remove.
Well, it just seems a little bit as if there is a straight spot on the side there. Both hits were really, really straight.
And this is third Jason Roach.
Heavy sweeping right from the get-go there. Are they able to drag it back into the pocket? This one curls a lot. Sitting in a decent spot, I think. Sitting second for sure. And not quite as easy to take out of the rings without losing the shooter.
Think so. Okay.
I think they might be looking at trying to hit that yellow one, maybe remove that back red one and roll across the house to sit 2 spread apart.
Okay.
Hit about 2/3 of that top yellow one on the center line side.
Back more.
J. McWilliam.
Close.
They certainly don't mind getting rid of their back one.
Whoa, no, nothing. Nothing. Not a touch.
And they chose the straight side. It didn't curl enough for them. And Team Grattan's now sitting second shot.
Nose, we can nose it too. What does nose give us?
Number 2? Yeah. Freeze? Yeah.
Grattan realizes if he hits that, it'll leave a fairly easy double for Team Hardie, so he's not going to bother with the hit at this point. He's going to try and draw another one in front and create a little more traffic for Hardie to look after.
It's nice to see that the Canadians are playing some draw weights instead of hits right in the first end.
Gotta go.
Just as a reminder, there is no pre-game practice here in Champéry. And so we saw many teams throughout the weekend just throwing hits throughout maybe the first couple of ends. Whereas here the Canadians come down with a freeze with just barely enough, I think. Just sitting shot.
I think it's going to be tough to get 2 yellow ones out of play.
To be on nose.
4, 5.
That's just going to sit here then.
We're short, yeah.
I don't think we are. I think they're short.
Can't tell whose shot is there.
I think so.
Just follow them in. They put there.
Yeah, he threw it pretty clean, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think those stones will probably be jiggled around before this end is over, so I don't expect that those 2 will be involved in a measurement at the end of this end. These teams just got off the ice from their quarterfinal victories only maybe 40 minutes, 45 minutes ago, so they haven't had much time to rest. I know the Canadian guys were just sending text messages back to their families in New Brunswick telling them to get out of bed and watch this game on Laola TV. 7 o'clock in the morning back in New Brunswick, so it'll be an early morning for them, but not too bad.
20's good. 15's all right. 15 at most.
So here's the Scottish skip, Grant Hardie.
Loads
Young
away.
fellow in the
How
semi-final
much?
of this Curling Champions
12.
Tour event here.
Well, oh, it's all there, like. Oh, yeah.
Not a touch.
Oh, it's coming a wee bit now.
Oh,
Hit the yellow sideways though. Yep. Yep.
Nope.
Well, oh. Yep. Roll the shot, guys.
It was a little heavier than he wanted. He was really trying to play the draw, and he's left a straight back double.
Nose would be. Nose, but I got to make the double though.
Right. Yeah.
Nose makes the double.
Yeah.
But then roll. Then he just hammers everything though.
Oh, I don't. We don't have any other
I'm just wondering if rolling in here is good.
And he just runs that, hammers that in.
So Grattan's team is trying to determine where the best place to roll the shooter would be so that Hardie can't make all 3 yellows disappear.
If you nose it, if you drill
But he does have to make the double to sit 3. So we'll have to hit this a little bit on the broom side and try and roll over and perhaps freeze his own
There's
stone.
anything good that he doesn't have a double or a triple.
No, you got a soft nose here, or
Huh?
just soft nose.
Just a little roll Josh's way there. Make the double first.
Kind of wait.
Just normal. Solid normal though.
There's Jimmy the Kid.
Norm. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. High. Whoa. Whoa.
Elected to play the straight side, straight turn.
Shot.
Made the double.
Very nice shot there.
Very nice shot, but I think a nose hit on that one, or even a little bit early. I think all 3 yellows will disappear.
Everything. As long as 4 gets to here,
We
it's okay.
saw a lot of curl coming from the
hold
inside
these- you hold your
earlier
shirt here
this
as well.
set, so
Get to that.
they really
He's
have
throwing
to
the blaster.
be on spot there in order not to lose it.
The problem stone is probably the back one. It may not go all the way out of the house, but if it goes far enough so that red could be sitting 2, if they hit this about 3/4, I think they'll move it far enough so that the red stone in front of the tee line will end up being second shot. I expect a little bit of speed behind this shot.
Let's see what the young Scotsman is coming up with. Bringing the heavy weight here, Grant Hardie with his last rock at the first end.
Really good to go, boys! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Nice
And I
shot.
said the back stone did not move very far, and I believe it's second shot. So that will leave Grattan a soft tap for his 2 points. He'll be trying to hit that red stone, about half a stone on the center side.
It'll always go as long as I don't overthrow
You'll
it.
see the back stone doesn't move hardly at all. The angle of the stones was such that it was going to be very difficult to get that one to move out of the house. So he's giving
Half a rock.
almost a meter and a half
I'll
of
throw T-line myself.
ice there, talking with his brushers
Like,
about how hard he's going
if I
to
was
throw
drawing
it.
the pin,
Probably something like
same
hack
or
weight.
To it. Yeah.
no faster. Looks faster.
No, we've exactly every one of them.
Okay.
Trying to jump out to some early control in this game.
8. Okay, that's good. Clean it. 8, 9. Whoa. We're not light.
Close.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes.
Hard. Hard. Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yes, please. Shot.
A lot of yelling, but perfect weight. You'll see he didn't take that stone even out of the house. Moved it back far enough to get his 2. Good control. Good note for you skips out there that it's not about how hard you can throw it, it's about how accurately and controlling it with your brushing.
Yeah, it's all right. Pick it off. It just didn't shift, to be honest. Goes away with 40 again.
So we're at a score of 2 points for Team Grattan from Canada against Team Hardie from Scotland. We're into the second end here, and it's been an exciting first end now.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a pattern for Grattan. He likes to try to take some risk early in the game and establish a lead, and then basically let the other team play the difficult shots. You'll see him throw his stones in the house, and he'll be forcing Team Hardie to take the risk now. And there's a bit of a mistake. The big miss all week has been draws that have been too heavy. The ice is very fast,
I think 30's nice.
probably the fastest ice these players will play on all year, and a lot of them are having some difficulty in adjusting the kick out of the hack to get the right speed.
20.
Oh, they're gone.
2, 3. Just 2. Line's low.
Line's very low.
2.
Hardie will be trying to generate some offense here by throwing a corner guard. That's a guard off the center line
Whoa.
that he can get around at a later time.
Okay, Bill.
I was a little slower, but that's probably speed.
That one's a little wide. There's not much room behind that guard. You'd probably like that over in front of the 8-foot circle as opposed to over the edge of the 12-foot. Grattan's going to try and put another one in the top 4-foot and try and keep Team Hardie away from that corner guard as long as he can.
There. All the way.
3 brooms going around. What do you think is the effect of the third broom there?
I think the third broom is to keep the skip warm.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest effect of a third brush on a stone, is to keep the third brusher warm.
Okay, yeah.
Should be tea on its own, Grant.
Line's
I
good.
couldn't have put it any better, I think.
Big line. Big line. Big line. Just wait.
So see, Hardie is ignoring that stone in the house and trying to use his corner guard that he's got over there
Hard.
and get one in behind and worry about
You need to. Line's
removing
okay.
that Grattan stone later on.
A little bit on the heavy side, though.
And once again, we see it's right behind the guard, but unfortunately it's also right behind the house. So that's going to never get any better than it is right now, so it's going to be hard to get that one back in the ring. So Grattan is going to go peel that guard off, and he'd be quite happy to see 3 or 4 ends blanked right now and keep his 2-point lead.
Darren Roach.
Yeah, hard all the way.
Fingertip
go.
release.
Lots of curl on this one. Heavy sweeping right from the beginning, and there it goes. Nicely executed. though.
Keep going. That's good, D.
However, it's not right out of play, and it's actually still a corner guard on the other side. There's not much room behind it, but there's some. So Hardie's going to try and be tricky here. He's going to try and place a corner guard a couple of meters out in front of the house, right between those 2 yellow ones, and hopefully it'll be difficult for Team Grattan to remove.
Line's good.
Should be on its own.
Here. Just there.
Right to there, Grant.
A wee bit then, Jay.
Just update you on the other semi-final. The Team Pfister in the first end with last stone were forced to take a point, and they lead 1-0 playing the second end against Team Hess from Zoom.
He's on the outside, eh?
This one?
This corner guard
intern.
ended
Yeah,
up
lots
in a
more
pretty
room.
nice position. You can hit it on either side. There's always a possibility of a jam here.
Yeah, I think they're trying to hit it on the outside. I think the hole's bigger hitting it towards center, but they do have to be careful not to hit it onto that one at the top of the 8-foot.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Good.
Good.
Perfectly executed. I think you might see Hardie try that a couple more times.
go 2.
Trying to get something that he can use to get behind. Another option would be to try and draw behind the one at the top of the 8-foot, which he might do later on in the sand.
About same.
So there's
Same
Hammy
line.
Jr.
Spot on the same.
Line's a
up with
little left.
Mudegaard.
It's all there. Yep, okay, hard. Hard.
So
Hard.
he's gonna curl a little more
Hard.
here.
Okay.
So we might see Team Grattan taking it off from the other side now. Exactly.
Got the intern, James?
Out that way?
Yeah.
Sure.
So the player in the hack has requested the intern. Probably looks better, fits his eye maybe a little better. And
Whoa! Yep.
he obliged
Whoa!
you to skip, says
Yep.
sure, why not?
Yep. All the way.
And again, another perfect execution.
When you put it hitting the other.
One more. Start again, next end.
Okay.
Don't want to risk going that way.
Yeah, it's fine.
Barrier.
Okay. A little bit more than the first, a little bit less than
The
the first.
typical Scottish barrier weight has been asked here.
Yeah, barrier weight is enough just to go to the boards at the back there, or the barrier at the back.
Yep. Nice barrier. Hard. Hard.
So it's kind of a
Where's you gotta
soft takeout weight that they use.
Oh. Hard. Hard.
Not
Yep.
as,
Oh,
not
yeah,
as
yeah.
fast as they would have as their normal
Good.
takeout weight. So I think at this point right now, Hardie's looking to,
Nose
unless
or-
he gets a mistake out of
whatever.
Grattan, he's
Yeah.
thinking a blank and then move on to the next end.
Well, speaking of mistakes, I think Grattan is really on top of his game right now. You don't see any lack of precision.
Yep.
Nice communication. So
Hard.
it's going to be
Whoa.
a
Whoa,
tough
whoa,
game for Hardie, I think.
Whoa. 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 Roll it out. Whoa. Yep. Yeah.
Well, speaking
there's
of,
actually
there's
some
the first mistake.
There was, I think they're happy with that. They don't mind a roll out there. They realize there's not a lot of room there for
Like that.
Hardie
Yeah, use the back
to
one.
get in.
Give Bill there.
And I'm sure James knows the statistics too. Statistics that have been kept at Canadian championships over the last 15, 20 years. If you score 2 in the first end, bad news for Hardie is that teams win 85% of those games.
Right to it.
Well then, well.
Right to it.
Whoa. Whoa, right off then, Hammy. It's got a lot of
not
moving
yet.
to do.
It's going to hit it.
It's got a lot of moving to do though.
They're trying to play a freeze on the back stone.
Sit
That's
down.
outside the rings,
Sit.
but it looks a little heavy. If it gets
on
there,
it.
it's going to move it out of play.
Freeze.
They'd like to have been a little bit shorter than that, so if the red stone was hit onto the back when it would
Yours didn't
stay in
do
the
a whole
house,
lot.
but now there's no danger of that.
Canadian third was suggesting a freeze here. Somewhat controversial suggestion.
There's no jam there.
I think that
There's
might
no
have been just a
jam
little
there,
bit of a joke.
You rolling out or just nose? Yeah.
I think they're trying to make opposition stones disappear.
Jason's didn't do a whole lot.
Norm. Go up. Clean it. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Good. Fire up.
No big deal there for Grattan.
I am.
I was throwing like 30 down here.
Now
for
Hardie
my
could take a
tip
wee
last
risk
end.
here and try and freeze down there, generate 2, but he's decided that just hit this on the nose and
5.
play for the blank and move ahead to the end number 3 to try and get something better working. And Grattan is certainly happy to play this way. low stress defense.
Nope, nothing.
Line's high, guys.
A little bit on the wide side here.
Carl, come on.
The face says it all.
Yeah, he released that one from inside to outside, and that's the straight side of the sheet, so it was never going to curl back. And this is just a big bonus for Grattan, because now he can put another stone in the house and force Hardie to take one, which would give him a 1-point advantage with last stone.
He might entice him.
I might entice him if I
Haven't really thrown down this fast. It's good ice.
just get to the edge of the floor.
Yeah.
I think for speed. This side's not quite as fast as the other, but
Just update you on the other semifinal. Pascal Hess
He
in a
didn't
blank
throw that very
attempt
nice. I'd like to
in
get
the
on that side of
second
the center
and
line.
stuck
Yeah.
for 1 point and tied
top
the
eight.
game at 1-1.
yeah.
So they're
Top eight
moving to the
kinda-
third end at 1-1. Pfister has
Haven't
last
thrown as
stone in
much
the
down
third
here,
end.
but the other side's quick.
I think this will be the same.
Throw what you threw last game, I think.
I think it's Pascal Hess' second semi-final on this curling champions tour this year.
Yeah, they've had some up and down results, but they seem to have got
Can't hurt this one.
the machine back in working order.
So, yeah.
Top 8.
Okay, we'll take a look.
Top 8.
Just fully.
Line's good.
Right to my broom. Just half in the 8. Whoa. Whoa, there. Whoa, there.
Pfister's just cleaning it in. They're trying to put this stone
Okay,
top 8.
Whoa.
Perhaps make it difficult and just about perfect. I'm not sure if a nose hit will.
Can't make a double and roll out. This ball.
Yeah, a nose hit will still be shot. You'll want to make sure that he throws this one with a little cleaner release than his last one. Again, calling for soft takeout weight, barrier weight.
Waist nice. Off. Real nice weight.
Off.
Clean.
Close, clean, yep.
Yep. Hard. 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 Whoa.
Seems to be all right.
Red, homie.
Fine, Grant.
Actually makes a double, which wasn't necessary, and scores a single point. To make the score 2-1 in favor of Team Grattan, and they'll move to the third end ahead 1 point with last stone advantage
Like that down there against Scottish teams. It's the hardest thing ever.
as the teams meet to discuss tactics for the next end.
Single center.
So we've seen the first two ends of this semi-final. I think the Canadians have been in control throughout.
I can go.
Yeah, it's been very wide open. There's been a couple of misses by Team Hardie, which has left Grattan opportunities, and they were took a little bit of risk in the first end over on the side there, and were rewarded with a 2-ender. And Team Hardie couldn't seem to generate any offensive opportunities in the last end, and with one miss by Skip, Grant Hardie were forced to take a point. So I think you'll see Team Hardie throw the first stone short of the house. Try and perhaps create a little more heat on Team Grattan. I don't think Team Grattan will be taking a lot of risk this end. They'd be quite happy to blanket and move to the even numbered ends with last stone.
Hard, homie.
You might see takes a chance later on with skip stones. So there's the first guard, just over the hog line. An option here would be to just draw the open side or to throw a corner guard. But because that guard is so long, they're going to try and come around it. They don't want to be deep. They want to just be top 8. You just heard Skip Grattan say the higher the better. The deeper that comes, advantage to Team Hardie. That one's far too deep. Team Hardie can now freeze on that, tap it back
There.
a little bit, and
Yeah. Don't mind
set up an opportunity for a steal,
Nah, don't what you
or
do.
at
Don't
very
make
worst, a
yourself
force.
That much more
You need to
interesting.
walk that though. Yeah. No.
So coaches at home, when you're coaching your players about the come-arounds, you want to keep the early come-arounds as far away from the forefoot as you can. The closer you get into the forefoot, the more you close down that scoring area. And later on,
Okay.
Skip may not have a shot for getting in there.
Big
There's Billy
line.
Morton sweeping his own
Come
rock.
in. Hard. Where are you?
He should have
Three then,
his
leave it
draw weight down as he used to play 4th rocks back in juniors.
I think they're just playing a guard there. They're going to put up 2 guards.
Look at that.
Probably make the same shot pretty
We
good.
can just half bury top 8. That's real nice.
Same shot.
And now that he's got one in there, Grattan's going to see if he can put another one on top of it.
Good line. Same line.
So the way to defend
Same
against
line.
2 guards is to bring 2 stones
Line's
into the
fine.
forefoot. He didn't mean to put the first
Top
one there,
4.
but he does mean to put this one right on top
All
of
you.
it.
Hard. All you. Hard. Yep. Hard.
He's really digging in there. Are they able to drag it by? No, it will actually jam onto the guard.
Goal too.
Not too bad though.
That looked like it almost caught some
try.
debris. The handle was not really turning there at the end,
We were down and everything. Sweet.
and it might have caught a little bit of debris and
grab or-
just ground into a halt.
Brushes down, it grabs.
Well, in fact, the Champéry Masters is, of course, played in a hockey arena here in Switzerland, and I noticed there were quite many insects, flies, and bugs on the ice. So,
Well, with a lot of arenas, there's a lot of doors, and the weather's been so beautiful. I guess some of the doors have been open to
Gotta go
to
for
let
light
some
of
of that
that.
warm air in, and of course the bugs
Waist up a
come in
little.
with it. And there's lots of nice hiding
Target
places
12.
up in the ceiling.
Hard.
So it's a little less of a controlled environment than you would have in a curling hall.
Hard.
this one is really curling.
This is the curling turn, and perhaps didn't take enough ice there. They were playing the tap on their own redstone, and actually hit the guard in front up by the hog
He's
line.
got a
No,
miss.
nose is good.
Yeah.
You guys like freezing to it? I like hitting's okay.
Okay.
I'm not worried about going here.
You like
Yeah.
freeze? In turn,
No.
In turn
Okay.
draw?
It's
No, if he gets one in there, we can do that and roll in.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll be here and here, so. What's it gonna do
Grattan
here?
thinking ahead there, trying to figure out
Normal weight.
if
Keep
I
it
do
normal,
this,
though.
what will the other team do? So he's going to just try and hit this one on the nose and sit 2 and put a little bit of pressure on Team Hardie. With last stone, of course, Team Hardie has to be aware of those yellow Smarties that keep
Normal.
filling into the house.
Roach
Gotta go!
really precise on his hits so far. This one is really curling there.
That was the curling turn.
Hard, hard, hard!
Oh, that works.
All right.
We're all lined up.
It's not really where they wanted to roll to. They would like to have stayed out there on the wings, and perhaps Hardie would have hit it and they would have kept him busy out there. But now that they've rolled into a position where it can't be seen, that gives Hardie another crack at this
Just throw
tap
the
back
top.
on the front one.
Right,
Curl there.
nose.
They're
Nose is
actually going to
good.
play it with takeout weight and try and run it back and double out the 2 yellow ones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I like this call. If you don't make this perfectly, Grattan will be
Close.
coming around the top 8 foot,
Nope.
and life will be very
Yeah.
difficult then for Team
Hard!
Hardie.
Hard!
Looking to be really close though. Whoa.
So by opening everything up, it's now advantage Grattan, and if Grattan can come around top 8 foot here, or peel the guard if he wants, he could peel the guard and just leave things open.
Nice to get right there.
Yeah.
Bury an inch.
But top 8 foot right there will make life quite difficult
If you're here, that's fine. Let him make the double.
for Team Hardie.
That's probably middle, yeah.
I think I would have chosen to tap that stone back into the 4 foot and save some guards out in front. I think when you indicate that you're going for steal by throwing 2 guards early and then change your mind and start throwing
Good line.
some
Yep.
fast hits down the ice, it shows maybe a little bit of a lack of plan.
Lots of weight. Don't want to.
Well, you see fairly, I think a big amount of the young teams throwing those big weight shots early in the game or early in the end, whereas those
Wily
I'd say
veterans?
well, safety shots, well, probably. I call those safety shots, right? And you see, for example, Stoughton usually asking John Mead to play those, being third.
Yeah. They had set up for a steal, though. They'd thrown 2 guards, and they had a situation where they had one close to the top of the house. They could have tapped it back into the 4 foot and saved their shooter right there for a future tap up. But by throwing the big weight and clearing everything out, it's kind of against their original plan.
Every edge.
There's another big weight shot, though.
All right, boys.
That's the third one that curled too much.
Well, James did say that was too much ice.
I don't think we were getting there with that
I was
ice.
pausing.
So if you have any questions
That's less.
concerning the game or concerning the tour, or if you just want to say hi, just write us an email.
Edge is
We are
good.
reachable under live@curlingchampionstour.org, and we are happily answering any possible question you have.
I'm sure all of New Brunswick's up with their cup of coffee right now and
Line's
pancakes.
tight.
Pull up the laptop beside you and send us a note.
Hard. Line.
Line's good.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Hard, Josh. Hard.
Harder.
Mike, get a fight.
It's in. It's still there. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Sorry, Josh. It's a little tight on you. It's not horrible.
Try to tell them it's positive.
Full Barry.
So now he's left the double, but
Yep.
Same weight. What weight?
they're
Same.
going to try and make the double and roll a little bit in behind. Try and get out of some of this little bit of trouble that they're in.
Jay McWilliam again.
That stone actually curled more than Grattan wanted it to. He wanted to
Whoa!
cover half of the one in the
Oh, not yet, not yet.
4 foot. There's the double. However, that shot's wide open. And Grattan not wanting to roll behind the guard. He could roll behind the guard, but if he doesn't make it perfectly, could set up a freeze. So he's just going to be content to try and roll to the open side.
You can't nose it, that's all.
Okay.
If he rolls to the open side,
It's real easy
he's
to get
looking
in
good
there,
to
but I don't know if,
set up a
Nice.
two-ender to take a
Huh?
commanding
Maybe
lead
just
into
roll
this
the
game.
wing that way.
yeah, you can roll 2 fires, but not bad.
Yeah.
I like that's easier.
Yeah. Control.
No, maybe keep it there. Eh? It's a real big snap.
Okay.
They changed their mind. They are going to try and roll
Nice.
behind
Keep
there.
that control, eh?
If they can roll right
You want
behind their
normal
yellow
or
one.
control?
Normal.
All right.
Could be setting up a potential 3. He's taking the curling turn. As for normal takeout weight, which is probably in the
Oh, looks
neighborhood
hot.
Close.
of 9 to 9.5 seconds between the hog
This way?
lines.
Other way? No.
Not yet.
First.
It's not curling though.
Curl, please.
Jeez.
Maybe asking the rock nicely will help.
Is that?
So he maybe had a little bit. These teams have a little bit different release.
Just a bit of third, maybe, Grant.
Roach, third there. Jason Roach tends to throw his takeouts with a little bit of inside-out motion. So his stones
round it, but then
don't curl
Cost
nearly
me
as
about
much
2.
as
I don't mind this.
the other players on the team.
Just there.
There is movement, because this is where you threw your barrier. You can throw hack and just hold it to here.
Would I throw it in here?
Well, you threw barrier in the last end.
I don't know if
Like
you've got the
here,
weight.
and you got to inside.
Yeah.
There is a
Hack.
movement. Hack.
There, I think.
They've called for hack weight, which is just enough speed to push it through to the hack. Now this is the straight side, so this is going to
Swings
be,
to nose, we'll take it.
they'll have to be very close to the guard
Hack.
so that hack weight gets enough of that stone to move it out of play. I think he has to hit at least half of it to get it out of play with hack
You
weight.
need to make sure that's out.
Huh?
Need to make sure that's out.
I'm not sure if he can see more than about a quarter of it right now. So it's going to have to do a little bit of curling past the guard. As we said, this is the straighter side.
And Hardie.
Yep. Close. Hard.
Whoa!
A soft hit weight
Yep.
here.
Whoa! Whoa!
No.
Never.
Not on it.
Not a touch, guys. Never. Nothing.
It just doesn't curl out this side. And this was a very difficult shot right from the beginning. And he didn't quite catch enough of it to move it out of play.
I gave you right here.
I thought it was a little.
I thought you were tight.
That was always going to be a very difficult shot because of the curl on that side.
Which gives Grattan, of course, the chance for a possible 3, actually.
Well, I think if Grattan gets this one absolutely buried, I don't think Hardie will have any choice but to hit the open one and concede a 2-ender.
It's a good path.
A 3 would almost put him out of the game. A 2 would at least keep his chances alive.
8 foot.
So Team Grattan will be trying to put this stone probably just top 4 foot behind the guard. They don't want to come too deep and give Hardie a chance to freeze it and get out of trouble.
Not light.
Don't then. Don't. If you're all there, don't touch it.
Probably a hair up.
Where?
Hold on.
Oh, stop it. Stop
Where?
it. Switch. Switch.
Just, just top.
No.
Just top 8.
Well then, clean it.
We want to clean it.
I'm concerned about the speed. I think it's probably a little bit too much.
Yep. Hard. You got buried now. Hard.
Bury it now, though. 4 foot, half buried.
That's a little deep, and if Hardie wants to be risky, he could
Yep.
try and come down there and just
That right there.
tap it a tiny bit
If you play the same weight when
and
you've got
play a
this,
freeze. Or he could just try and
Big though.
make the double.
it does move
Get
big.
about
He
a
plays
quarter
here, but he
stone.
kinda tucked it in
Hack
a touch.
there.
Hack there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swing. We take those.
Swings to take those, yep. We're literally just looking for a third. Gets you here.
I'm going to try and hit this one with quiet weight, maybe hack weight, and roll right over in front of the other yellow one. Make it hard for Grattan to get it out.
Again.
I
Same
think
way.
I might even try to hit it on the nose, if not a little bit more, with the opportunity or the
That's
option
enough.
to hit it and
Do you want
roll
more?
in front of the other
No, I
rock.
think we'll hold that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the throw last? 8.
So now Skip Grant Hardie is now throwing the curling turn. He has to be aware that this one will react quite a bit differently than his first one.
Race up a bat.
Close, close, close.
Close.
Whoa.
Stop a wee bat.
Whoa.
Yep. Whoa.
Yep. Yep. Yes!
This one really curled here. Chipped off the guard.
He rubs the guard, didn't probably take enough ice. I don't know if they've quite got it figured out.
This might
And
just
this has been a pretty low stress end for Team Grattan and some mistakes by the young Scottish team. And Grattan now has an open draw into anywhere in the house,
It's a tricky
or as
spot.
we say, anywhere in the paint
Tricky spot there.
to score 3 points and take a commanding 5-1 lead.
Let us know when we're
It's
on
nice
it.
to have a chance for 3 when you know that 2's for sure.
I'll give you the same anyway.
Although I remember one time back in a Briar when the Richardsons were playing and Ernie Richardson had a draw for 3 and ended up blanking the end.
what?
There was two stones biting the back of the 12-foot. He was a little bit heavy and he ticked one, pushed it out of the rings by about a centimeter, rolled over and ticked the other one and pushed it out by a centimeter. And the shooter also rolled up by a centimeter, so he had 3 stones just outside the house. Draw for 3 and ended up being a blank.
Well,
Shot, James.
I don't think James will make that same
no,
mistake.
I don't think either. There we
And
see
there he
him.
is. Money in the 4-foot, an easy 3, and now has a commanding 5-1 lead. And it'll be up to Team Hardie now to up the risk level to try to get back into this game. The good news is they have 5 ends left and they don't have to get it back all at once. They should be just thinking of let's get a 2 and get back into this game. 2 would certainly give them a fighting chance.
Well, my team and I used to say after ends like that, well, you know, let's begin playing a skins
Line a
game.
bit.
Can't hurt it, guys. It's not heavy.
Take one end
Pick up
after
something.
another.
All you can do is one shot at a time.
Go, 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 yep.
But if they can get 2 and hold Grattan to 1, and then get 2 and hold Grattan to 1, and then get 2,
Gotta go, guys.
they'll be tied up and going into an extra end.
Give you an update on what's happening on the other sheet. Team Pfister took another 1 in the 3rd, and as they're now playing the 4th with a 2-1 lead against Team Hess.
Line's good.
Good sweep, boys. Yeah, nice sweep.
There's a very long corner guard, probably a little longer than they wanted.
Get on
They'd
it.
like to get it into the logos there.
Apparently picked.
Team Grattan will not be playing a guard on this shot with a 4-point lead. They'll be playing their shot into the house. They don't
Clean
want
only
to
then,
put any
clean only.
stones in play that
We can tap it at
Team
4.
Hardie can use. And
Yep.
certainly guards will be
Hard line.
something that Hardie could use, and they know that.
Hard. Hurry. Keep in line. Keep in line. Don't want to stagger them, that's all. Good shot.
So good shot. They just tapped their own first stone back into the 4-foot. And kind of forces Team Hardie to play in the house now, which is where Grattan would like to play.
Nice sweep.
So Hardie's going to have to try and generate his 2 this end using taps and freezes, which is certainly an effective way to score 2 points.
There's Billy Morton trying to create some possible jam possibilities.
Yeah, for the next few stones, they'll be just interested in pushing the Grattan stones behind the tee line and eventually freezing on something or putting one in a position that's going to make it really difficult for Grattan to get out. So good shot there. Grattan's not going to make a play on that one. He's sitting 2 right now, so he's going to go get rid of that corner guard, knowing that Team Hardie's going to have to group the stones in the house close together, and he thinks he's going to have 5 chances at making a double somewhere later in the end.
Hard.
There's Darren Roach.
Whoa,
Once
whoa, whoa.
again, peeling off a guard here.
Clean. Yep.
Successfully done. So Team Hardie might try a freeze on that back one with the wide out turn, although that is
Right
the
there,
straighter
nice.
side. He's going to try and freeze one in there.
Then they're running stuff in the house and see what happens. Talking 10, yep. 10.
This broadcast is brought to you by the live productions of the Curling Champions Tour. My name is Daniel Schifferle, and I'm sitting alongside Al Moore. We're commentating live from the Champéry Masters 2013, and if you guys have some questions or just want to say hi to us, write us an email onto live@curlingchampionstour.org.
You're bouncing.
Oh, you're bouncing, yep. It's okay,
Pretty
Howie.
good shot.
Okay.
They'd like to keep all those yellow stones in the back of the house.
You can make it. Just move from there.
Play that.
Yeah. Even if you roll out, it's alright. Yeah. Are we
Firm.
going for the double or?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna throw lots of weight.
Firm.
Throw a little more? Throw a little more.
Sure, okay.
Just to be safe.
Talking about the speed, seems to be a democracy out there, asking the player in the hack what kind of weight they would like to play. And James says, yeah, whatever you like, you can have.
Hard! Whoa! Whoa!
Perfectly executed. And there go all the red Hardie stones.
As they're
And,
saving the shooter.
Also save the shooter on the side, so not a lot to work with. One of the jobs of the skip, of course, is to make his players as good as he can be by calling shots he knows they can make and maybe letting them have the choice of what kind of speed they'd like to throw.
Smiles all around on the Canadian side.
This is exactly how they want to play.
Weight's quite nice.
In the house, no
Line's a bit
guards
big.
in play, wide
Should
open
be good,
hits,
Grant.
There.
5.
forcing the other team to make perfect freezes.
Gotta go, Bill.
Where do you want it?
Never off.
One of the toughest shots in
Hard.
curling.
Hard. Hard.
Sammy Jr.
Really struggling a little bit with the line on this ice. That's the straight spot. It just won't go over that far.
Yeah.
So Grattan will not want to hit and stick on the nose here because that stone's behind the tee line. It could be frozen too. So he'll just be playing to make it go away and have his shooter roll away as well.
Firm. Yep. Quick.
Jason Roach.
Very good.
Hard.
Not getting a very big piece, but big enough.
Nice sweeping there by the Canadians.
Next end. You start shuffling your number 7.
One of the nice things throwing peels is that your margin for error
freeze.
is quite large.
Yep.
You've got a half to 2/3 of a curling stone to play with, whereas the team throwing the freezes has almost zero margin for error. They're trying to be very precise and locking that on both with speed and with line. So James is playing the kind of game he wants, and he's forcing the other team to play the kind of game that he wants them to play.
See whether
Line's low, gotta go.
Jay McWilliam will get
nice.
some more curl out of that.
Go ice. Okay then. Whoa.
Line's quite good.
Line only. Line's really good. Where?
Follow you.
Wow.
Gotta be there.
Bells.
Bills. Whoa.
Round it. Round it.
Choose now, guys.
Hard.
Gotta do something with it.
Line wasn't there though.
Perfect speed, but the distance was off a little bit, so that's going to be really simple to remove. Just update the other semifinal. The Pascal Hess just drew the 4-foot for a single point against 3 yellow counters around the 8-foot. So that score is now 2-2 after 4. Going to the 5th end.
Yeah.
We'll have last stone.
Right to it. Oh. Oh.
Same shot again, around it this time.
How you go round it, eh?
Right,
Same
right
throw.
round it, Grant. Has it got the movement there?
There.
Your same shot then?
Think so.
Okay.
The Team Hardie will be trying to
If a half lock it, having the reds just
freeze on the corner of that
Call
stone,
that,
maybe half.
Yeah, go with the half lock.
Half a stone just on the side of it so that if it's hit, it will ricochet onto the one into the 4-foot. Again, a very precise stone.
Jay McWilliam.
A bit more, I think. Same line. Bit more.
Line's okay, guys.
You going round?
Line's too good this time, though, guys. We can't go round.
No.
Line's too good.
A little bit heavy though.
This time he had the perfect line, but not the speed.
Could roll out the center
So,
too, eh?
for the New Brunswick side, it's really just the way they wanted to. Giving up not as
Ideally,
easy
one
task
roll a bit.
for
Roll it
the
out.
Scottish,
Roll it
whereas
out.
those guys
Oh,
can
out, okay.
just throw one hit after another. No big risky shots, whereas the other guys really have to be perfect on each and every shot.
Yeah, this is pretty low stress curling for Team Grattan. They really haven't had to face any problems at all. The Scots just can't seem to get their stones in the right positions.
Clean it. Yep. Hard. Hard. Roll, Josh. Roll it. Roll it.
They're just trying to hit and roll away.
Do you like locking one top of the 4-foot?
Yep. You won't guard.
Doink.
Just maybe just off nose your side. If he hits it,
Does
jump that wide one.
Right, adjust this side of nose. And it might just go that way if we're lucky.
Right. Okay.
Just here. Come this way so we're coming into it at least.
Okay.
So again, the Scots trying to perfectly place this stone. They're going to try and freeze it on the side toward the other yellow stone so that if it's hit, theirs will ricochet over onto that other yellow stone. Has to be absolutely precise. Anything less than perfect here will be easy for James to remove.
15. You can afford 20, I think. I can afford a little less, actually. I didn't do a lot.
A wee bit less. Yeah.
Grant Hardie
Wait's
looking
there.
to freeze down.
Pumping.
How far?
I was a wee bit
Pumping.
soft, boys.
Oh,
No.
try to get to nose, guys. It's got
Round.
Pumping.
And they've played the straight
Yep.
side again.
Yep! Come on! Hammies! Hammies, come on!
They're trying to go around it
Hard!
now.
Well,
Hard! Come on, right to it, right to it, right to it.
A little heavy and perhaps a little too much ice, and
He has to roll in
Snows
to
it.
get shot.
So? Snows it.
another
Actually,
easy
nose is
shot
probably-
for
Double.
Team Grattan.
Really good, eh?
You roll a foot's not bad.
He
Just
knows
roll
the
back.
front one, we probably get
I like this.
I like that, or roll right to center, make him hit like, you know.
Team Grattan are going to try and hit this right in the nose. That would force Team Hardie to have to play a little hit and roll to get shots at the stone. They wouldn't be able to hit either stone on
Nose
the
hits
nose and
really
get
nice.
shot.
Yeah.
Nose, he has to make a little flop. Yeah, nose hit, he has to hit and roll in, right? Control. Clean it.
Go
Clean
away.
it.
No. No.
Can we clean it?
wow. How much?
Clean.
Just control.
Whoa.
Can we clean it?
No, no.
Pop that
we
one
have
out a little
any-
bit on his release.
Oh, he's got it. Okay.
See his hand as he was released, that one went a little bit from the inside to the outside, and
better.
that straight
Yep.
spot is
Insert.
very
Turn
unforgiving,
even.
and so rolled out. Just really takes the pressure off Hardie of scoring one. He would have had a very difficult shot if Grattan had been able to hit that other stone on the nose. So now this will be a, I presume, quiet takeout, something like barrier weight. Nose hit for his single point.
Grant Hardie looking to
Hard.
keep his team alive with
Got-
1 point
Hard,
here.
hard. Hard.
Come on, boys, right to it.
Hard.
Right to it. You gotta go.
Moving though.
Yep, come on. Come on, Hammy, every inch, every inch. Fine, Hammy. Yep. Hammy, run.
So that was a little quieter weight, and he stays for his single point. So now Grattan leads this game at the halfway point, 5-2, and also has last stone moving into the fifth end.
Top four first. Yeah, he's been putting it there.
I'm pretty sure you'll see Team Hardie now
He has steals it on.
going hard for the steal
Hey, Bill.
with a couple of guards.
Leave it.
Grattan will be happy just to get a single, actually. Maintain his 4-point lead. He won't be going very hard for a 2. He'll be happy with 1 or a blank.
So I think we'll just see the game as it went the first 4 ends.
Long.
No big stressful game for the Canadians, whereas the Scottish will have to be on top of their game in order to
Yeah, I think a couple mistakes. I think a big mistake in the third end was when they threw 2 corner guards and then changed midstream
Line's
and
really low.
tried to make a
Over and
heavy
up.
run back. end up taking out their guards and all the stones that could have possibly helped them. I think they should have continued on there with quiet tap-ups, and I think they probably wouldn't have given up a 3-ender at that point.
Okay.
See, that one's over-curled quite a bit.
Horrible, man.
Billy Morton is really not happy with his performance here.
That's 30. That should be at least right to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was not enough ice going the
there,
curling
it's all
way,
there. Top eight,
or
it's
there
all
was
there.
perhaps
Heavy.
an issue with his
Clean
release
it.
of the stone
It's all fast.
inwards.
Clean it then. Line's fine. Just top 8. Wait for it.
No, it's
Just 8 foot.
no deeper than that.
Playing it forward.
Not bad.
And once again, that's come a little bit too deep.
Do you want the same ice?
Hardie's team is going to put a
going
second
free?
guard in play.
Yeah.
So we just got in a little email, a little shout out from John Mars, who'd like to say hi to his friend, John from Scotland,
line.
who's working over there right now.
No line.
He says he's been watching the draws over the last couple of days, and the ice is looking really nice. And it is actually a really nice ice. So
Have a look.
this goes out to our Iceman, who's done a fabulous job
Good.
here in Champéry.
Yeah, draw speed for most of the week has been about 15 and a
Probably
quarter
throw the
seconds
intern right on
hog line to
top.
hog line, and
Just got buried.
maybe a little straighter than some of the curlers are used to.
Nice from your couple.
But there has been curling spots in the ice where you find the right spot, you can get buried. There's only 2 games going on right now on this 6-sheet facility, so
Yep.
it's a little
Yep.
cooler
Yep.
out there, and I noticed this morning that the draw speed was down to about 14 and a
fine.
half
Gotta
hog to hog.
Hard! Gotta go! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Really heavy sweeping here, but they're actually gonna chip off the guard.
So they try and get that shooter as far out of the way as possible.
Turn 7.
So opportunity for the Hardie team to get one in there. They'd like to come down, freeze, maybe tap that stone back to the tee line. Again, this is the straighter side, so they have to be fairly tight to the guard. It does finish with draw weight, though.
15 is good for the freeze. 10 you'll bump.
So there's Hammy smelling blood here.
I've got an 18.
18 as well.
Yep.
Would like to go a bit.
Hard. Way only. Way only. Way only. Way only. Where?
We're topping a little bit.
Get to the top. No.
Well by the guard.
Nice,
Nice
Hammy.
shot.
Good.
Very nice shot here by the young Scotsman.
Right, James will be up as fast as he can to try and peel some guards out of the way. He's
Hammy
not-
McMillan, of course, current junior world champion, actually, as he was playing alongside with the Smith team. He's just lost in the quarterfinals this morning to the Pfister team, who's playing on the sheet right next to our feature game.
1.
So the decision here for Hardie, should he throw another guard or actually come into the rings and make a play on that?
That's what Billy threw up tight.
It's still a little bit early
I
in
can
the
just
end.
cover the center, yeah.
Okay.
I think
That's
you'll see
cool.
that he's probably going to throw a guard
Go.
and let
35, you're nice,
Team
Hammy.
Grattan, quote, waste, unquote, a couple of stones up, peeling them off before he makes his move into the house.
One.
Like to go a bit.
Line's good. Over and up. Big line. Big line. Over and up. We finish.
Over and up is what he's asking for. What he means, of course,
Hard.
is just over the hog line there, and
Yeah, that stone was perhaps thrown a little bit inside, or maybe not quite enough rotation, and so it's over curled, but it's still a center guard, and James doesn't like where it is, so he's going to try and get rid of it. he'd love to make the double peel. If actually hit this right, he could get all the red stones moving. Little bobble there.
Good.
No sweeping.
Nope, straight peel.
Yeah. Because we have all day to run that in too.
So,
Yeah, they're trying to determine
There,
when
yeah,
would be the right
40.
time to make the move on it, and they're thinking this is still too early. I think you might see them make a move on the next one. Because at some point, James might say, okay, I've got shot stone in there, you've guarded it, I'm going to just not try and double peel the guards anymore, I'm going to draw in there and sit 2.
Way on, light. Big line.
Just one.
Hammy.
Wind up. Waist good.
Hammy, just.
Hammies.
2. Can't go for it, Grant.
2 only.
Can't go on it.
this one is looking a little bit wide here.
And stone.
Really waiting on
Set.
the curl, as it seems to be heavy as well, actually.
He's okay there. These are a little closer together now, so I think
Just
like that.
natural peel.
I think James will be trying to double peel now. And as I said, if he hits this correctly, hits this top red stone back onto about a quarter of the one behind it, he could get all 3 reds moving.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Really didn't pay off here. I think
Again,
he
a little
was
bit less.
narrow right from the release.
Grant, just same shot.
That wasn't far off. I think you might find that
You gotta
the
leave it as late as
Hardie
we
team will
can.
make a move
going
right
one.
now.
Yeah. So what was that, about 10th of it, don't you?
I think they're throwing a guard.
Sure.
James just might fool them on the next shot
what do you
by
wanna do?
going around the other red stone and
How am I making a play on
throwing
this?
the button.
Nah, because then I'll just run the centre guard and
Fine. No line.
Nice solid mechanics there from
Huge.
Jay McWilliam.
Huge line.
hammies if you have to.
1.
Whoa,
You look 2.
whoa. Whoa, oh, let it die.
Depending where this guard
Let it
ends
sit.
up, James may just ignore
Sit there.
trying
Come
to
on,
double
sit
peel
there.
again and go in himself.
That's all you can do, really.
He's going to try to double peel. He wants to be sure that it's open for his last one, if need be.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Curl.
Talking to the stone, and just misses it.
Now we move on it, yeah. What do you want to do?
I like getting the shooter in behind.
However, he did bump that
Sure.
yellow
Not
stone
even
over
line
on
one,
the
just
side, so
this
those
here.
two are frozen.
If you move it back to you, it's okay.
And,
It's there for the freeze.
Yep.
If necessary, using some drag effect by hitting it on the
So just pop
outside
70
toward the
here.
boards, you could actually redirect
Goes
that
there, and you want to go here.
Yep.
back stone right into the pocket if things got really messed up.
Here.
I doubt he'll
Yeah,
want
well,
to
I
be
think
using
they're-
that.
They can hold it.
Well, with
Fatty.
needs a lot of drag
No
effect
more
there.
anyway.
Yeah, I think a half stone on the outside would be pretty close to driving it right into the 4-foot area. But I doubt that James will be wanting to use that. He'd only use that if things got really
Back 8,
closed
try and get
down.
half stone, you'll get flopping behind the guard. Push the yellow back button.
61.
But it's kind of nice to know it's there.
Nevertheless, it's advantage Team Hardie right now, as we saw the first little lack of
23-40
precision
for
there
small
in
guards,
on the Canadian side.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make the double peel this end. So Hardie's now going to go into
Face
the
nice.
house and
Line's really good.
Close.
Well,
Yep.
try and sit a couple of points.
No,
Close.
nothing.
Not yet.
Could go if we want.
Yep, there. Come on. Whoa.
Hard. See it, Hammy.
Hammy, come on, swing it. Swing it big, Hammy. Billy, the shooter's yours. The shooter's yours.
There is actually the nose hit double, I think.
Yeah, it will be pretty tight to the top guard, but it's certainly there. I think he's got plenty of room to get by the top one.
Too much ice, not
Oh
enough
yes, lots of room to get by the top one. Hit it right in the nose, and I think perhaps Hardie was just a little lighter than he wanted to be on that one. I think he was actually trying to move the backstone back a little further and keep the angle. But he's come a little light. If Grattan hits this right on the nose, it's going to be very difficult now then for Hardie.
Oh, wait. Firm.
Yeah, nose hit double here could almost seal this game.
There's Jimmy the Kid looking for the nose hit double.
Close. Whoa. No, it's got to curl.
Anxious face there.
Come on. Hard. Whoa. Hard.
Just didn't curl enough. Seems to be a little bit of a straight
Guard up, Grant.
spot
Give
there
him.
in the ice.
Yeah, I think he thought he had it, but it is a very, very straight spot there. And he's actually picked his own out and left Team Hardie sitting shot.
How much down?
We're 3 down, mate.
3 down. Might make them play against 2.
See Hardie turning around with the
swing on this
scoreboard.
and
I think
swing
he was
there.
hoping that the numbers were getting closer together, but in fact they're still down 5-2. It
And you
didn't
have to.
change.
If you guard, that's a fairly simple shot, isn't it?
I think so.
And you have to go here.
I think his best bet would be to wide come around on the red one. That's the way it curls. And he could actually draw.
Top bottom. The thing is,
Draw
if
the
you go
button.
too high, he just got this at it. I don't mind here, just right across.
What do you like? I like long guard. You like guard?
Do the guard. That's going straight to it.
I think it does.
Yeah,
Big
they've
connection.
noticed that the
In the ice.
2 stones over on the side as well.
Why 2?
Right, go here then. Take one.
So the question is, should we play the guard or should we put another one in?
Oh, I was thrown.
I'm of the mind to put another one in.
A little less.
Less.
Because I don't want to
Well,
show
at this
many
point
that
of the
side 'cause you
game,
get stung to the
you
nose.
certainly want to.
I think there's much more pressure.
then, I like that. I like
Grant would be
that.
facing much more pressure if there was a stone on the button. And if they came around with the outturn side to the button, I don't think the double would be that easy.
Aye, unless it hits it very high and it kicks out a bit. Kicks it up.
But I think they've elected to play the guard here.
Going 2.
And then it'll be up to James whether he wants to draw the 4 foot or
30.
use those stones on the side. I'd be guessing the draw.
Loads.
Where's loads?
only. 3.
Where's loads, guys?
How much? How
It
much?
will be Grattan's first
Off,
draw
you're
of the game.
overslinging.
Oh, nothing at all, guys. Just let it die in its own. Come in lots.
Yeah, it looks like it's over curled. They're really having struggles with the ice. I think perhaps their releases aren't all the same, and some of them are curling more than others.
Right. We're going to throw control at it.
So I think James can get to that one. It's
There and
almost wide open. Probably throw hack weight.
weight here?
Yeah.
Control.
right there.
Same throw, hey?
Hack weight, nose hit, score 2.
Same throw.
Take the game home.
And
Same weight. Control weight.
that would be
Control.
more than an uphill struggle. That'd be like climbing some of the mountains outside our window here.
You say.
There is snow up on top of those mountains just outside our window.
Smitty more?
We're in one of the top ski resorts in all of Switzerland. I think it's got more runs here than anywhere else in the country.
Throw it the same.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
Right near
I threw it the
the
last
Not
border,
quite
you can
Whistler
actually
yet, but,
you can actually start off your ski run, I believe, in Switzerland and ski into France.
Well, that's how it goes.
Clean it. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
This one really needs to curl here.
Yeah. A little outside motion. And James isn't happy with that delivery at all. He pushed that one out a little bit. And on that straight side, there's no forgiveness. The ice doesn't care who you are throwing it. You push it out, it's not going to make the shot. So Hardie escapes with one there. That's really called a steal because Grattan had that fairly routine tap back. Maybe overthrew it a bit too for speed. And that gives Hardie at least a smell of a chance to get back in this game. He now trails 5-3. 3 ends to go. He'll go into the 6th end still behind by 2 without last stone. And I think you'll see them employing the steal tactics once again.
Which definitely worked pretty well for them in this end.
Keep them two. I think so. You get it over and up. Sure.
So we're live commentating from the Curling Masters Champéry in Porte du Soleil, Champéry, which is, as you just heard, really one of the biggest ski resorts in Switzerland. And you actually are able to ski right into France.
I didn't know what she was saying.
At worst, you have to. If we keep
I think the snow level's probably up at about 2,000 meters right now, though. So
it must be a little bit higher, actually.
Like 179 last time at least.
We were lucky enough to get some warm temperatures this weekend, so those teams who weren't on the ice were able to get some color.
yeah, I think some of them went out and lay in the sun in the valley, and it was like being at the beach. It was 20 degrees, but it felt like about 26 degrees with the inversion of the sun down in the valleys. But this is called Porte du Soleil for a reason.
27.
Billy Moore.
This is your tight one, Grant. Okay. Line's good.
Updating our other semi-final in the 5th end. Pfister was looking at 3 Hess stones when he threw his last one and wasn't able to get shot. And there's a steal of 1 by Team Hess, and they take a 3-2 lead, playing the 6th end. Pfister will have last stone there. We're kind of privileged here. We're sitting behind the ice in a nice little heated room, full glass. We can actually see out and see the games. And to our left is a big picture window out into the village of Champéry and the surrounding mountains.
Talking about a nice job, Al.
If only somebody had bring me a cafe latte, then everything would be complete. So Grattan's not trying the tick. I mean,
27 there, Bill.
Certainly an option is to play the tick on that stone, push it into the house. They're going to defend the guard position by coming around it. Seeing a lot more teams playing the tick these days. I think there's a lot more practice going on with playing the tick to move those center stones out of the way. Perhaps that's not in Team Grattan's repertoire yet.
And we sweeping there by the Scots. There comes the 3rd broom. Hardie seems to be a little bit cold. Nice sweeping, though.
Good job, boys, and they did just get it over the line. Little smile from Billy Morton saying thank you. James is going to draw another one in there. His way to defend this situation is to put 2 stones at the top of the 4-foot and say, come get me.
That's more. Nope.
Looks hot.
No, it's not bad.
Line only.
Little tighter.
Line's tighter.
Whoa.
Oh,
They want to.
good now. Line's good now.
4-5.
Line's good now.
5-6.
Just to it.
Inside, Jay.
Oh, I think you got a roll, guys.
Got
I
a
think it's
curl.
here all day.
A little bit on the heavy side there.
I think that's perfectly executed. That's exactly what James Grattan wants. So for Hardie to steal, he's going to have to somehow remove those stones. It's going to take him at least 2 or 3 to get rid of those. In the meantime, Grattan will be up removing center guards.
I'd rather lock it first. Get the line first.
So they're going to try and freeze on the top of that one. Set up the right angle for later on.
I'll say 3. You got run might hold it okay for a while.
The games now is all about the precise placement of your stones. The team that can better place their early stones are the teams that are going to be in a superior position as the end progresses.
I mean, McMillan is going to follow the Canadian right into the rings.
Nothing. Needs to pull big, Grant.
He's quite a bit heavier than Team Grattan were. In fact, it looks like he's got back ring weight. Or hack.
Big miss here by Hame.
Yeah, that's not very close. He was trying to freeze those top stones and he threw hack weight.
Yeah.
I think you'll
high
see
one,
James go up and peel the top guard off.
Probably.
Might as well.
Yep.
Alexa rotation. Try and keep the stone straight.
All the way. Roll it, Josh.
Right out.
And it didn't roll out, but it's
can't
effectively
throw a
right out of play. There's nothing going to happen behind
One.
that yellow stone that's
I think
going
we
to
have
give
to
any
make a play, Grant.
consequence.
Keep 7.
Right, lock it then.
Yeah. Lock it, run it, guard it. Basically.
So you heard that. They said lock it, run it, guard it. So they're trying to lock this one on the top yellow ones.
Yeah, twice nice.
And their plan would be to play the run back and then guard it after that. So that's already 3 stones ahead. They forgot, of course, that they don't get to throw 3 in a row. James Grattan's going to throw some in between there and probably change their thinking.
Line.
Gotta go!
Line's good. Line's good.
Really gotta go!
Because if they do lock this one on there, there's not going to be anything to run into it because James is going to peel the guard off.
Hard. 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 Get it level, get it level.
Even. You get crotch also.
That's
Yeah,
exactly not where they wanted it.
I think it does.
I think there is actually the double peel.
Hey, like.
It's a tough double peel.
We crotch it? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Slash
one's a
it,
little
hit it on
higher.
the wide side.
Really? See, that one's higher. I think the
So they're going to try and
goes a little bit that way.
hit it between those two
Good
and
intern, eh?
maybe hit a quarter rock or a little less than a quarter rock at the top
Should
one.
go that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Same weight.
Just want to touch.
This
Going
one
to try and hit a
first.
quarter of that top one.
Yeah.
Hit the other red one through the house and have the shooter spin up somewhere over by that other yellow stone. At least that's the
Hard
plan
away.
as drawn up by the
Hard
architect. I think he got this one started a
Hurry.
little bit.
Curl right from the get-go.
Good.
Very nice.
And there it is, just like it was drawn up by the architect. So all of a sudden, Team Hardie has nothing to work with.
If you'd like to ask any questions or just say hi to us commentators and of course our cameramans too, it's live at curlingchampionstour.org. Write us an email. We're always sitting behind the displays
20.
waiting for your calls.
Spot on 20.
15,
Maybe a Ford 15.
I can afford 15.
So third time lucky. Team's going to try and freeze again. This time they'll be doing it without guards.
No line.
Whoa, let's get the line right,
Hold
guys.
on.
Whoa, not yet.
Bumping a wee bit.
You're good for nose.
Okay for line.
You're good.
Not
So
yet.
again, one of these precise shots that
Oh.
they're being forced to
No.
execute.
No.
And anything less than perfect is meat and potatoes for Team Grattan.
What if you just tap it? What if
And
we
they
just
keep the
freeze?
angles. Alright. You'll wait.
Or maybe it's meat and fiddleheads if you're from New Brunswick.
Fiddleheads.
I don't think we have fiddleheads here in Switzerland.
Hard.
Never heard of fiddleheads. So.
Hard.
They're kind of a cross between broccoli, asparagus, and a fern.
All right.
I think they're officially a vegetable.
All right. I'm gonna skip on that one. Rather have some haggis.
Oh, yeah. Freeze is probably the easier shot, Grant.
So that was actually a good shot for Team Grattan. They've separated their stones. They've got rid of the Hardie stone and separated those so there's not going to be a pocket to draw to, just a single stone.
15.
Yep.
Put it through there.
We played this the last 3. At 3. Played this last end up this way. This is that shot, so
15's nice.
Okay.
Good work, Grant. Good line.
It's cutting big, guys.
Line's good.
It's all you.
Hard line.
Yep, come on, Bill.
Gotta go line.
Come on, Bill. Hart. Hart, you gotta go.
Hard.
Come on.
Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Hard, right to it, right to it.
Hard.
Really
that's the
overcurled.
The curling turn, they've really had some difficulty in figuring precisely the line out over there.
Play your leg for weight.
I think that has been the biggest struggle here for the Scottish side.
So James is going to throw the straight turn. He's going to try and hit that on the nose, maybe make the back one disappear and sit on the tee line. Or hit it on the center line side and just roll out. Either one of those you'd be happy with.
Hard. Hard. Hurry. No roll, no roll.
Shot, Jay. Beauty.
That is a beauty indeed.
Yep. Dead nose.
Whereas it leaves a
Has to be dead nose if
freeze
they run it at
opportunity
least.
though for the Scottish team.
Just throw eyes through. Try this one.
So Hardie's going to choose the straight side. You'll see how much ice he's taking.
You've got 4 and 7 now.
4 and
You've
7.
got some movement here. Throw 4
Throw
first.
They're talking about it right now.
Right, okay. Throwing 4 first.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll move.
Go.
He's chosen the curling turn. Going to try and freeze on that stone at the back of the forefoot in hopes that James will make a mistake. Give him an opportunity to guard something in the forefoot.
They just do 12.
So a little less.
Cuts big against the centre line, eh?
So we got a question in from New Brunswick, I guess. So Peter is asking why
Nice.
James is still
Just
calling
tee.
Jimmy the Kid.
Just
As
tee.
he's
We bump that
like
bit.
38 years old. I think he's
Sorry,
actually
T.
turning 40.
Moving big.
James was born in '74, and I guess he's been Jimmy the Kid since he went to the Briar at such a young age. And I think the TSN crew at the time named him Jimmy the Kid.
Right beside if you can.
And of course, he's still that much younger than all them. They are, so maybe to them, he's still a kid. It's all perspective, I suppose.
And in fact, we don't have any clue what the TG stands for on Darren's and James's hat.
I got an idea what the TG stands for. It stands for Team Grattan.
Could be.
That's what they have on the back of their shirts. They've got teamgrattan.com. They have their own website. Probably you went to visit it. I'm sure the TG stands for Team Grattan.
Yeah,
Spot here.
I know.
And Walter Grossenbacher is sending us 2 cafe lattes.
Ah, thank you, Walter.
Yeah.
What a sweet guy.
Normal.
Could you cut those out of the screen so I could drink them, Daniel?
Yep.
Or at least make them bigger so I can enjoy them.
Thanks, Walter. Coming back to our feature game where there's no big deal for Team Grattan to sit 4 right
If you
now.
go inside, they'll just pick it across the top.
And even
You
Drives
go
on.
a
dead
perfect
nose,
spot
so-
here. They have to get
Leave him the pick.
Dead
right
nose is
where-
all you've got.
you'll see that
If anything, this side.
Leave him
Jay's
that.
brush is.
Leave him that
Otherwise,
as
it'll be an
opposed to
easy
just
run
going
back for James. And this game is looking
Dead
more and
nose
more
and
like
then
this
just
could be
this
the
side.
Through there.
last shot
you
for
think here,
Grant
you
Hardie
just
right
go
now.
there.
Just trust it's going to move.
Set
We
it.
better
It's gonna
make
have to
this one
move, aye.
perfect.
Yeah. Touch more.
This has been a pretty
You can
low
always
stress
catch
game
this and
for
flop
James
down.
Grattan. They've basically just been throwing stones in the house and running and gunning from that point on, and haven't had to make anything really difficult.
Nose slightly high.
And as I said, that 2 in the first end when they took a little bit of a gamble over on the side, it was not really a high risk because there was no guards in the center and it was all over on the side, which is where you want to play. They took a little bit of a gamble and were rewarded with a 2, and from that point on, it's been a chase for Team Hardie.
Weight's nice. About the same.
Line's good this time, guys.
Nice.
We should have plenty.
How about the line?
It's all you.
Hard.
Yep. How's your weight? It's going big.
Oh yeah. This
Come
one starts
on!
moving.
Hard!
Really got to sweep
Come on,
it.
boys.
Are they able to drag it? Nope.
Every inch.
It's-
Everything you got.
must have been the game here.
I think you'll find James just ignore that one and draw for 3. Doesn't want to make any mistakes, although I don't know if he could make a mistake with that one. I guess he could hit it on the nose and roll it in for second shot. He's just going to peel it out of there and probably shake hands. I'm sure that Team Hardie have probably had enough. There's probably a lot of frustration out there. They haven't been able to get anything going whatsoever.
It's pretty much game if he gets that.
Still a good spiel for them.
Yeah, semi-final. Looking back on their weekend, I'm sure they'll be satisfied, although there'll be a bitter taste in their mouths after this loss, assuming that James makes this shot. This is a straight side, so it shouldn't be any problem at all.
There goes the sweeping.
And there they go, and that's 4. That makes it 9-3, and that'll be handshakes all around. Team Grattan will be moving on to the final against one of the Swiss teams, as yet to be determined.
Good season, boys, hey?
Pfister just scored 2 in the 6th end, actually, which gives him a lead of 4 against 3.
So Pfister's up 4-3, heading to the 7th end. Hess will have last stone.
One of them, right? The bigger one's yours.
Well, this has been the curling live production. My name is Daniel Schifferly, and I was joined by the very thoughtful and knowledgeable Al Moore.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Dan.
joining me.
Thanks, Dan. My pleasure.
And we'll be back at 2 o'clock Swiss time with the final between Team Grattan and either Hess or Pfister.